You know that feeling when you're standing at a pharmacy aisle, just staring at a wall of boxes? You see Advil, Motrin, Nurofen, and you think, what is actually the difference here? Well, it turns out, not much. Today, we're going to crack the code behind drug labels.
It really comes down to this kind of confusing reality. A single pill can have 3 completely different names. So the big question is, why? You might think it's all just some big marketing game, but there's actually a system behind it all. The system designed for clarity that we're about to unpack.
Okay, let's just take a classic example. All of these brands you see on the shelf, Advil, Motrin, Nurofen, they all contain the exact same active ingredient, ibuprofen. Yep, you're looking at the same core medicine, just dressed up in different marketing outfits. And this is exactly where the confusion begins and where our investigation kicks off.
All right, so let's get right into it. Every single approved drug fits into this specific 3-name system. And once you understand it, you'll be able to navigate the world of medicine with a whole lot more confidence.
First up, we've got the chemical name. This is basically the drug's scientific blueprint. It describes its exact molecular structure. Honestly, think of it as a name that only a chemist could really love, because, well, that's pretty much who uses it.
And here's a perfect example. See this mouthful right here? That is the chemical name for ibuprofen. Can you imagine trying to ask your pharmacist for that? It's incredibly precise for science, which is great, but is completely impractical for doctors, pharmacists, and, the rest of us.
And that brings us to what is probably the most important name of all, the generic name. This is the drug's official, globally recognized ID. The keyword here is non-proprietary, which just means no single company owns it. It's the universal language for that specific medicine.
So that crazy long chemical string we just looked at, it gets simplified down to this, ibuprofen. This is the drug's real identity. It's clean, it's simple, and it's universally understood by healthcare professionals everywhere, from Boston to Berlin.
And finally, we get to the name we all recognize from the commercials, the brand, or trade name. This name is created, trademarked, and owned by a specific pharmaceutical company. Its entire purpose? Marketing. It's all about making their version of the drug pop on the shelf.
And this is where all that variety comes from. The generic drug ibuprofen is sold as Advil by Pfizer, Motrin by Johnson & Johnson, and the list goes on. At their core, they're the same medicine, just with a different marketing spin, and, let's be honest, often a very different price tag.
Okay, here is a super simple way to remember all this. Think of the chemical name as your full, formal birth certificate name. The generic name is your official, everyday name, the one everyone knows you by. And all those brand names? Well, those are just nicknames that different groups of friends call you. Simple, right? Okay, so we've got the 3 names down, but you might be wondering, why go through all this trouble? The answer, in one word, is safety. This isn't just about being organized. It's a very carefully designed system meant to protect all of us.
This whole system is designed to prevent really dangerous errors. By having one single, universal, generic name, a doctor in one country can communicate perfectly with the pharmacist in another. It makes sure that a prescription for ibuprofen means the exact same thing everywhere, which helps avoid potentially deadly mix-ups about which drug and what dosage a patient is actually getting.
It really all boils down to this. The brand names, they're for marketing, but the generic name, that's the key to safety. It cuts through the noise and tells everyone everywhere exactly what medicine they're dealing with. In a world of flashy packages and catchy ads, the generic name is our anchor of clarity.
So, we know how individual drugs get their names, but how does that scale up? How do you organize an entire pharmacy? Well, the system actually goes even deeper, sorting drugs into logical families or classes.
Yeah, a pharmacy isn't just a random collection of medicines. Drugs are systematically classified into groups, almost like a biological family tree. And this classification is based on their chemical makeup, what they actually do to the body, or the specific way they get the job done. This table really breaks it down. A drug can be grouped by what it treats. That's its therapeutic class. So an antihypertensive treats high blood pressure, but it can also be grouped by how it works, its pharmacological class. For example, a beta blocker is a type of antihypertensive that works by blocking certain hormones. Each layer gives medical pros more and more specific vital info.
All right, let's put all these pieces together. We can actually trace a drug's full identity journey, from just being a complex molecule in a lab all the way to that clearly labeled product that you hold in your hand.
So the journey starts with discovery.
where a new molecule gets its super long, complex chemical name. Then, for practical use, it's given a simple, official, generic name. After that, the marketing teams jump in and create catchy brand names to sell it. And finally, it gets classified, so doctors know exactly how and when to use it. It's a really logical flow from pure science to patient safety.
So what first looks like this totally chaotic mess of names on the pharmacy shelf is actually a highly structured global system. And it was all designed for one incredibly important goal: to provide clarity and keep patients safe. The next time you pick up a box of medicine, just for a second, ignore that flashy brand name and look for that simple, powerful generic name. Now that you know the difference, is it going to change the way you see what's actually inside?